Little Caesars changed the game, bro.
They did.
Little Caesars changed. That's the most shot of shit.
Hey, Chewy, blood. They want you on the podcast, bro. Look, he Mexican, bro. You gotta put him on.
Am I interrupting your depression? I'm sorry.
This week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Raps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Raps, where the big boys play.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world, welcome to this week's amazing episode of The Voice Party. We have comedian extraordinaire JD. We've got the other comedian extraordinaire, Corday Snell. We have Phil Spruner on the boards, making podcasts great again. And then yours.
Thank you for explaining that.
Joaquin Xavier, a.k.a. Black Joaquin. It is my pleasure to reintroduce our wonderful, auspicious guest, Chozen, who has returned. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you for coming out, man. And thank you for coming out with food.
Oh, yeah.
You're the first guest to ever bring us food.
The first and the best.
Oh, man. So, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera here. Just kind of go over what I know you wanted us to try some of this on camera. So, this is the first. We've never done this before.
Okay.
So, we got the spaghetti right here.
We got the spaghetti. We got the original mac and cheese.
Original
We
mac
also
and
got
cheese.
Mac and cheese with hot links.
Ooh.
Olives and mushrooms is in there. We got the Chozen fried chicken.
Chozen fried chicken.
And we got the finesseual ribeye.
What should we start with?
I'm going to let y'all be the choose.
I've been wanting to try. I've been looking at this one, but let's start with the mac. Let's start with.
Start with the spaghetti.
I'm a pasta
spaghetti.
man. All right. Let's dig in. All right. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is a Thanksgiving episode right now.
That's your early gift.
Thank you. What are we?
Is there sausage in this?
Sausage,
Oh, that's good, man.
ground beef,
This is incredible, man.
some secret herbs and spices.
Yeah.
Takes onion, takes garlic. Oh, that's good, man.
Right.
These hot links.
Shout out to Finesse.
Yeah.
Tell us about Finesse.
Finesse is my business partner of Chozen and Finesse Catering.
Nice.
Is that andouille sausage?
No, it's hot link.
Yeah. I know it was a hot link, yeah. You don't eat hot links on your spaghetti, do you, JD?
No. No.
You changed this whole world. You changed this whole world.
man?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The first to do it?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, he was like, is that a link? I was like,
I eat
he ain't
links.
had that before.
I eat links, but not on spaghetti. That's good. That's really good.
That's a different thing of it. You know?
I've had hot links and spaghetti before, but this is the best.
Yeah, this is good.
First time I ever had hot links and spaghetti, I was offended. I was like, how dare you? Why would you? This is really delicious, man.
Right.
It's nice and spicy. Nice and spicy.
I'm not a spaghetti eater.
Really?
I eat this.
Oh, yeah.
She does her thing with that. Most definitely.
Good job. This is delicious. And then what is this one here? The next one here.
I can't really see.
Oh, my bad. Right here.
Oh, that's the
Is it mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese
With hot links?
with hot links,
shit,
olives, and
hot links again, man. Oh man.
You
Oh, he's already dating.
Protein for the day.
That's how you do it.
Same time, yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
How you feel about that though?
It's good. Yeah.
Right.
I never thought of like mac and cheese with hot links. That's like that's a game changer right there.
This tastes like something I've had before, but I've never had this before.
Yeah.
Right. So the last time I was here, I said that I never make my mac and cheese the same. But I have varieties of how I make it.
Okay.
This mac and cheese you're eating right now, I made for my brother last night for his birthday, because his birthday was in August.
Yeah.
So I made it for him, and there was still some. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring this too.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make the original.
Okay.
I thought you didn't like cheese.
I don't like cheese.
Oh, but see, he's eating it.
But you like that?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I feel good
There's
about
all the
this.
spices and all that. It's making it
I feel
everything.
good about
Yeah,
this.
exactly. So I always tell them the story like I don't like cheese, and then usually sometimes I go to like the Thanksgiving stuff, and I get like maybe like a scoop of mac and cheese just to see like if I can eat it.
Right.
Most time I can't. So like a bunch of my cousins, like when it's like low, when mac and cheese is low, like I put like a good amount on my plate, and I like have like a little bite of it. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
So everybody be coming up after me, they be like, hey, so you done with that, huh?
Ooh,
I was like, yeah. It was like, you picked this? I was like, nah, I just had like a little corner.
I've never had mac and cheese like this, bro. It's good.
Yeah, this is amazing.
It's really good. Because we don't make, growing up Mexican household, we don't make mac and cheese like that. You know? So
right.
we make like our version of pastas, which is different with Mexican cheese, and like there's one that like it's kind of like known as a pour meal, where it's cotija cheese, which is our crumbly cheese.
Right.
With it kind of has like it's pasta and it has a chicken broth and the cheese mixed in. It gets kind of pasty, and then you put the pasta in and you add hella chili peppers. You know, it is good, but like I've never grew up eating like right here. What is this? What's in this one right here? There's two different mac and cheeses.
Yeah, that's just original. That's just
Regular mac.
that's the one I've won competitions with.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh shit!
I see why. Oh my god.
Oh, that's good, bro.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I know this is a podcast. I'm supposed to be talking.
I mean, we are.
We are.
It's funny to watch you, JD, just be like you can see him like tasting and eating. He just like transfers.
How many kinds of cheeses are in this one?
Yeah.
The regular one.
How many cheeses is in it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can I get a little bit? No, I'm just kidding.
Best believe after this is.
This is really good, man.
Listeners, I'm gonna need a spoon for the regular mac and cheese. It's just get all this saucy goodness out.
Yeah.
It's quite.
What have you been up to since you last came, bro?
Just perfecting my craft with the cooking.
Oh man.
Trying to get the business legitimate, where I have some coverage
Brisket?
behind it. Ribeye.
Ribeye. Sorry.
Which is also on this plate. These delicious chunks of ribeye.
Oh. Nice and tender.
Right. Shout out to Finesse. Yeah, she did her thing with that.
What's this Chozen chicken about? Like, what is this?
Yeah, tell us.
It's
I haven't tried it yet.
it's one of the favorite things that I love to eat, chicken wings.
Me too.
So I put a lot into the chicken. And ever since I've been changing up how I eat, I also changing the way that I make it. So
How so?
we use deep fried or whatever. Well, I technically use the air fryer. So we'll see how you feel about it.
I've never had air fried chicken before. I'm excited. This is good. I'm going to invest in an air fryer today.
Use air fryer?
Telling you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what the secret is after we off this line.
I couldn't tell it was air fryer.
Yeah, I cannot.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of air fryers. I don't know why.
It's it depends on what air fryer you use. You got the ones that kind of have a little pocket and you stick it in. That sucks.
Okay.
I said it. It sucks.
Okay.
But if you use the one like mine's is like a roaster oven.
Yeah.
That's better. Because it got so many different dimensions to it. You can bake. You can.
That's the one I had.
Yeah.
It works,
better.
but I don't know what it is. It's like, this is weird.
What brand? What brand do you recommend to our listeners at home?
Brand for
the air fryer.
Just get one that is like a roaster oven.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember the one I got.
That's fair.
I just got it.
Sorry to interrupt. How long have you been working on this recipe?
Oh, man.
What, the chicken?
No, the mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese? Ever since I was 11 years old.
Damn.
I started really cooking independently 11 years old. Because my mom, she had got sick, had a stroke. So she needed somebody to be able to cook. So at that point, all that watching I was doing, I had to put it in display. So I've been learning how to season, how to put stuff together ever since 11. You know, so.
And a big part of that is what you like too.
Right. Because like I said in the
Because
first
if you don't
time,
like it and you just think people are gonna like it, it's not gonna taste good.
yeah. Yeah, and that's why I always
I'm gonna turn the mic away from you
as I continue to learn. I basically learned what to put in, what not to put in. I always give tasting like my daughter. I was like, hey, taste this macaroni and cheese, see, because if she likes it, then I'm pretty sure everybody else like it because she has an acquired taste. I let my brother, he loves macaroni and cheese, so if he loves it, I'm with it. My mom don't even really eat macaroni and cheese like that, but she loves eating mine, like I said the first time. So when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this macaroni and cheese from last time, I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and I put fresh. Came up out of the thing into
scratch.
the thing. From scratch. Don't play no games with it. Boil the noodles.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Season it with my special seasoning. You know, use my cheeses. You know, and there you go. Voila, magic.
Don't get me on camera, Phil, because I don't eat well. Like I'm a mess.
I mean, usually Corday's the one with the facial expressions, but today it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
You're the star.
Hey, I really, it's
You know
a
what?
blessing.
You know what I like though, when you're cooking late at night and you're experimenting and you crack something good, and then you wake up and you're like, "Hey, try this." You ever done that?
Yeah, I had made something and I accidentally put too much in it and I was like, oh, this is gonna be nasty. But apparently it worked out. So I was like, okay. I kind of did that today too, but I ain't gonna tell you what it happened. But apparently it still worked out.
Okay.
So
How often do you tweak your recipes around? Like, when you add something different, or is it always different?
It's always different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my foundation is always my seasoning, you know. Cause I always mixed a lot of garlic. Like there's actual garlic in there, as well as seasoning garlic.
Big
Like
difference.
cloves, not just the powder.
Big difference.
Yeah.
You can taste it.
Kind of pops more.
And that'll turn me off if I go to a restaurant and I know this says garlic, but it's powder. It throws me off.
Yeah, yeah. So I started implicating that too with a lot of the food. Like even in this chicken, there's garlic in there.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying, that I put in the flour.
When you barbecue, do you use fresh to marinate, like fresh garlic or powdered?
I like to use fresh garlic, but I sometimes do.
You got to use
put
powdered.
A little bit of powder,
yeah,
not
yeah.
too much, because you don't want to be overwhelming. You still want to
right.
be flavorful.
You just want even distribution, yeah.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? I shoot fresh onion. You know what I'm saying? But I have a little onion powder.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been changing up certain things, so I try to cut out as much salt as possible, but still
That blood
be able
pressure.
yeah, because you don't want to be in here shaking and stuff, and that ain't the business. So
And that's why I say this is not too salty. I was about to
See?
say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I watch out for that now too.
yeah,
You know, big dudes, we gotta
right. You gotta, like I said,
gotta do it for our ankles, man.
yes, and your feet too.
You know how you watch cooking shows where they try the food, they only try a little bit.
Yeah.
Over here eating the whole.
That's what I was trying to do, man. I was trying to eat a little bit of it.
I
This
know.
is the Thanksgiving episode. We're feasting today, man.
Phil already ate all his.
That's the biggest compliment, man.
Hey.
If Phil eats your food like all the way, you know it's good.
I appreciate
What is
it.
that?
Blessings. I appreciate it. Yeah, I
Gotta
appreciate
ask-
y'all.
I appreciate you, man. Like this is very generous. Whenever someone shares food with us,
Yeah.
Say that.
I forgot to mention this from last time. We had a comment on your episode last time that we didn't really get in too much into your music. That's what
Okay.
someone said. One of your friends said.
Oh, right. Most likely it's my partner L.
I think
Love.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a very big supporter. I actually got to write a verse for him for his song that he's coming out with. And so I'm trying to work on the words to it, the verse to it, because it's a very deep, you know what I'm saying, deep, spiritual, but life-changing song. So I got to put time into it. But yeah, my music is going pretty well. You know what I'm saying? It's just right now I'm focusing on trying to get the studio time. Because if you gotta have all the lyrics that you have in a book or in your phone, but if you ain't able to record it, you don't got the right instrumentals for it ain't gonna work. So right now I'm just working on building up that financial, you know, saying cushion and be able to do that.
Yeah,
Budget is everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So it sounds like you write first before you hear the beat.
Sometimes,
A lot of time,
because
yeah.
I'm a freestyler, so sometimes I just freestyle songs in my head because I have a beat in my head. But when I'm writing, or I'm writing to be on a feature or whatever, I listen to the beat first, and I'm hoping most of the time that they already have the hook on it, so it helps me better to write. And because some people, they just throw on verses.
Yeah.
It don't relate to the song.
Nope. Yep.
At all. So I'm a person, I have to relate to the song. I have to be able to speak about what you're talking about.
So that the lyrics make sense.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of songs like that where
It don't make
someone's
sense at
verse
all.
doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, you let's say, saying you talking about the streets, but you talking about you stuck at home playing PS4,
Exactly.
PS5. Like what? How that?
Yeah,
that don't
yeah.
work.
Like
You know what I'm saying?
was it the SZA verse on Kiss Me More, where like SZA's talking all about like a jilted love affair, someone cheating on her and wanting to kill him, and the first verse from the other artist is all about like how much he's in love with a guy. Totally different concepts in the same song.
Don't make sense, right? And even if you were talking like that, you didn't even rope it in to make sense to in the song. So if you kind of want to go off base, bring it back though, so it makes sense. But people don't know the boomerang effect of that. So
Yeah, and if it's like a party song, whatever. But if you really actually like lyrics and you look at and you listen to what they say, it really does mess the song for you up.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The song that come to mind for me is "Riding Dirty." Like, right, because Chameleon there talks about riding dirty and how like the cops trying to pull him over. He ain't got nothing in his car and stuff. And then Crazy Bone verse is just like, I've been smoking and drinking. He's like, I gotta see the popo and I gotta like drive off.
Right.
And it sounds hella like crazy. Like,
Enjoying it. And he talked about
he's doing some GTA shit.
Yeah, basically he said he wrote the verse and he turned it in and he said he made like that like went like triple double platinum song.
Oh yeah,
right?
you heard the interview with him where he said and then they invited me to the Grammy.
Yeah, the Grammy stuff like that. He like won a Grammy for it, right?
Right.
And then he was talking about he's like most people don't even know I was talking about all the stuff that Chameleon was saying he wasn't doing, but I was actually like riding dirty. He's like, I heard this song was gonna be called Riding Dirty. He's like, okay, so I got this in the car, I got this, in the back, and he was like, nah, that wasn't what it was about. But it was super funny though.
Just like Oh, good.
And I was gonna say that with that song, technically, Chameleonaire, aka fake 50 Cent looking dude.
Mini 50 Cent.
Yeah. He wasn't talking about riding dirty for as what I'm saying, him having like drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
Racial profiling, right?
He was basically talking about himself and how the police profile
him. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or how he is as a person.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You step that line over, I can become a dirty person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to look into that to be able to understand it. And then you hear like Crazy Bone.
Yeah, exactly.
You like, he makes sense.
Yeah.
What did you talking about?
Yeah.
So it's a trip with music though.
Yeah,
music is inspiration, but it also can be confusing because most people that do music, they only doing it for 3 reasons. Either they love it, somebody inspired them to do it, or they just doing it for their pastime.
Yeah.
So it's funny you said what you said earlier because I was just watching some show yesterday and it was I forgot his name, but he was a lead singer of a famous band in the 80s, and he said he's like, man, I'm gonna clear this up. Like they always say that drugs and alcohol and all that crazy whatever is what makes bands break up when they're starting off. He's like, that's not true. The one thing that stops all musicians, like some of them, from keep going is they don't have enough money to go to gigs or the time from their job to go to record shit.
Right.
So,
and it's true. I mean, money makes a lot of things go around.
Yeah.
Majority of the stuff that you have to deal with involves money. So if you're an artist like myself that not only sings rap, do beatboxing, whatever,
you do
drums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to having to record, that's an important factor. If you can't record your music, nobody's gonna be able to hear it. So that takes money. Unless you know somebody that you like, hey, I like your music, I like your feel, I like what you're doing. I'm a rock with you, and we gonna do this together. We gonna make it big together. You got somebody like that, then you have a better and easier chance of doing it. But when
you're both passionate about it.
Yeah. But if you gotta go to somebody and you gotta pay them, which is it's okay. But if you can't afford it, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You can't do nothing about that.
It costs to do all this shit. Even
it costs to be the
money.
boss.
Yeah.
So in case, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying, have the financial, you know, to do that. So that becomes a problem. Then drugs do become a problem too, because you get on them drugs, you get hooked, you get addicted. That's more money you got to pay to feed that habit.
Keep
you know
the sneak.
And you hear of a lot of guys who hit the studio. I need to smoke like, you know, the 3 blunts before I
drink. Or
I need to swig. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy. There's this dude that I went to school with. He's a drummer, and it's funny. He always came to band class high every time. Matter of fact, I had him in multiple classes. He would be high, but it's funny, he will always get good grades. He'll come to the band class, play the drums high. When he's sober, you could not tell the difference. He was stupid. And to be honest, it's weird, but that weed, whatever, has some type of super smart power or something. Because he was intelligent. When he's sober, he was a dumb.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? But
and I know a lot of guys like that. You know, I work with a lot of people like that, where if they're sober, they're rude, they're fucking, you know?
right.
Yeah.
So they need it.
Yeah.
It's like
it's crazy.
It's a relaxation thing. Like it gives them, I guess, like I said, superpowers. It gives them something. Like some people can't be creative without it.
Which is crazy. That's crazy, because then is it a crutch, or is it just, you know, can you focus without it? Can you do it without it?
You know, I'm not a weed person, marijuana, or as my mama would call it, reefer. You know what I'm saying?
Old school.
I just been around a lot of people to know that there's different strands and different things that I guess you can say motivates and stimulates the brain.
Indica sativa.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, if you know what you're intaking into your body, then you know what helps and what doesn't. Some people just going out there doing it and don't know what they're doing, and then they be out cold, sleeping, slobbing on themselves, and then they ain't no good. You know, so I know some artists that they have to go in there, and it'll be a inconvenience for me because I don't smoke. So I had to come in there with a gas mask on. You know, when y'all done, you know what I'm saying, make sure, because there ain't no ventilation. Nothing. So like, when y'all done, you know what I'm saying, let me know if I can shoot in there, shoot out. Because I don't like smelling like that. I don't like having it makes me feel weird. I've been contacted a few times, and it's like, I'm not feeling this. I don't like this. So. But I don't need none of that. All I need is just the beat, the inspiration, and I'm in there. If it's singing, and singing is more easier for me to come up with a verse than rapping, because, you know, I have to stay on beat with the rapping. Singing, I can do a couple riffs, or you know what I'm saying, I can, you know, do
like the hook, like singing the hook. Is that what you mean? Like,
singing the hook, or just sing like R&B music is not as hard as making rap music.
Amen to that.
Right? The only thing with R&B music and rap is that R&B music takes more substance. You know what I'm saying? Rap, you can rap about anything. You can rap about my T-shirt. You know,
the verses could all be different.
Teddy Bear Poppy.
You know what
I mean? You can rap about anything, and as long as that beat slap and your hook is catchy, your song is going to
could be about whatever.
Right? But with R&B music, you know what I'm saying, which majority of women listens to, you got to have, your lyrics got to feel that. You know, they got to be able to feel your lyrics. And then your hook has to be catchy, but it has to have substance. It has to have something where they like, you know what? This is just not a hit. This is a classic. R. Kelly has classics. They are hits, but they are classics, because 20, 30, 40 years from now, it'll still be a classic. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of music that I be looking to do, is make classics. Hits only fade away. They fade away after a while. That's why you got a lot of one-hit wonders.
Classics will keep you touring for like 30 years.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. You can fall off 15 years, come back, and still do the music. Genuine.
That's true. That's real.
He don't even sing his music.
That's real.
He got a background singer. And still, people still love his music.
He's still filling up rooms.
Now, it is true that it is far easier to make, like, a rap hit than an R&B hit. But I would argue that it's few and far in between to make a hip-hop classic when you compare all the rappers that exist. And like, people still talk about Illmatic to this day, right? Like, it's still brought up in the discussion,
right?
But ain't nobody talking about Soulja Boy Tell Him's record. So you know what I mean? Like, and there's a billion of him.
Like, if you at a party, if you play the song, like, oh shoot, but not the whole album.
But no one. But no one's like, gonna be downloading it on Spotify for their own personal listens over and over again. You know what I mean?
60, 70 years from now, we're still gonna be talking about Marvin Gaye.
Yeah,
that's one of the greatest.
Sure.
They're talking about him in the Marvel movies.
Marvin Gaye.
That was something
Gaye,
Captain America had to listen to catch up.
Isley Brothers.
Isley Brothers.
Didn't they just come out with an album?
And I think he did. He got the grandpa thing going on, but he's still, he's still making music.
Don't they have a family member that's singing right now, like a granddaughter or something?
I wouldn't
be surprised.
Something like that.
They all have
something. Isley. Yeah.
They've been around since the 50s, huh?
Yeah.
They've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
They had it's crazy. They had Jimi Hendrix as a guitarist at one point. The Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
That's something
That's
else.
crazy. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But he was like different, so they got rid of him.
They don't even sing. Well, like how pointing back to Genuine, you said he don't even sing his songs no more. Like the Isley Brothers don't sing their songs when they perform because they can't, because it like takes so much out of them.
Right.
But that makes sense. Genuine just having a backup singer does it.
But when you get to their age, the Isley Brothers, you really ain't gotta sing it.
Exactly.
The crowd singing it.
Exactly.
And it's like they're legends, so you just pay to see them on stage.
You're really just paying to see them and their name.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. I'm like, them at their point, at their age, that makes sense. Genuine, just like, come on, bro. Like, they did a versus, I think it was the Isley Brothers versus
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. And they was just like, Steve Harvey hosted it because like he was like talking about all this different type of songs of what you, and I was like, and I'm watching it, my mom's watching it, she called like her sisters, like, yo, like, watch, I remember this girl. And I'm just like, it was funny to see them.
The old timers. It's funny because I saw the Godfrey and you saw the one they did.
Oh yeah, when they did, that'd be funny. Yeah.
The spoof.
Yeah, the spoofs.
But people, it was one of the most watched verses.
It was, and
they didn't even perform their music. They just like danced while their music played.
Yeah, the Isley Brothers really didn't like singing like that. But Earth, Wind, and Fire, they was getting up.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire was getting up to their songs. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, but the vibe of it was right.
Yeah, it was super dope. It
wasn't nothing like a competition.
Not at all.
Like we celebrating us.
Exactly. Exactly. That was super dope. I was like, oh, so they wrote this. And then it's funny to
because you look at their catalogs, both of them,
ridiculous.
Like, damn, that's a lot of
like. It's always funny. My parents always told me, they was like, when you getting old or you super young. That's what they always tell me. He was like, you super young. You don't even know nothing about this song, right? And then they was like, you're like, how do you know you're old? It was like, oh, because y'all, like today's artists, whatever, are sampling the songs that we grew up to.
Yeah.
And then so like now I'm feeling old because like you got people
sampling
Ashanti or like Diddy's son is doing like Can't Stop Won't Stop by Bad Boy kind of thing, and I'm like, oh shit, am I getting old? Like
but that's what you want.
Redid like NWA like stuff like that, and then I think was Sweetie did like a few too shorts ones like Act Up and like
Blow the Whistle.
Beyonce did the Gap Band.
Okay.
What's the name of that song? And I listened to Yearning.
Okay.
And there's probably a lot that we don't even know that they're sampling. That like all old Muddy Waters stuff and old classic they're probably doing that we don't even know.
I remember the first time I heard a modern, what I would consider to be modern record being sampled. I went, no, you're supposed to sample old school stuff from the 50s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Dang.
Right.
You math and you realize how far the 70s are from the 90s, and you go, oh no, it's
John Carpenter, the Michael Myers song.
Yes.
I was just hearing an interview with him. He sampled some like old, like I think it's like reggae drumming.
Wow.
That's the beat. Like, but it's drumming.
Wow.
Like some reggae like 60s stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
honestly, I'm gonna keep it real, 1 milli with it. Everything sampled.
Yeah.
Everything sampled. Even the stuff that you think is original.
Yep.
Honestly, it's sampled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form. Somebody said something that you said before. You know what I'm saying? So sampling is cool. I love sampling, especially when they had like the crying sounds in the beat or whatever, or the little chipmunk thing. I love that.
I love that too.
You feel me? So I love that type. It gives me a better feeling to the music. But all that stuff, honestly, from R&B, blues, jazz, you know what I'm saying? It all generated from like back when, you know what I'm saying, our ancestors was coming, and, you know, gospel music. Because, you know, I do gospel. Gospel is my base because you being raised in church. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the base for a lot of those music.
Yeah, and a lot of your favorite artists, that's where they came from, church. Yeah. Because they learned all that singing, all that control.
Exactly.
Only place that had instruments. We talked about that last time.
Whitney Houston.
Katy Perry grew up as like a church kid, like stuff like that.
A gospel singer.
Yeah, gospel singer. Yeah. I remember I was trying to tell a joke, and I'm still trying to work on it. It was about DMX like slipping, like I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I was like, that's a rap version of Donnie McClurkin's "We Fall Down, but We Get Up," right? Yeah. And then I looked it up. I was like, damn. I was like, Donnie McClurkin inspired DMX to write this song, and I looked up the dates. DMX Slippin' came out before Donnie McClurkin's We Fall Down. I was like, hold up. Was Donnie McClurkin listening to DMX? And then that's how and then so I was supposed to make that into a joke. Right. And I'm still trying to work on it. And somebody told me, they was like, hey, like Terry Dorsey told me, he was like, hey, write that down before somebody steal that shit. Like,
right, so, right. Yeah. And you got, and glad you said that, for as a comedy, right? That's what you got to do with music or any material. You got to make sure that you document and copyright yourself. Yeah. Even if, like, for people that do like instrumentals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, some they put it on original YouTube beats or whatever. Yeah. You make sure that you get your stuff together because there's people that will take that off and they'll try to craft it, redo it, revise it, and put it out and act like it was there. Yeah. You know. And then it sounds like you're like, perfect example. One of my favorite bands. They came out in '89, but they didn't record anything because they were just so, you know, underground. Right. And then another band came out like in '91, '92, and everybody thought they were copying that band because they already had an album. So it was Deftones. Deftones and the Korn. They thought they were copying Korn because Korn came out with their album first. Yeah. So like, oh, you're copying them? Like, dude, we've been around since '89. Yeah. And that's what can happen where plagiarism is a big, you know, a big thing. So I've did songs off my head, and I done heard other artists do the song, and I'm like, wow. Yeah. If I had the opportunity to do that, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I be feeling like that sometimes, like it's creative. Yeah. But when you know it being in this universe where God rules everything. Yeah. You feel me? You have creative minds. We have, you know, we're made of water, which is life, but we also made of electricity, which gives a vibe out to everything. When I touch something, that gives life. You know what I'm saying? So people that, you know what I'm saying, is doing their music and you hear the same idea, it's like that brainwave, like, man, they was thinking the same thing I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? They just had the opportunity to record it before me. That's like if you did a joke and, you know what I'm saying, and you like, oh, I write that down. And next thing you know, you hear somebody else say the same joke. You like, man, that was mine. Yeah. But they got to it first. Yeah. So that means that you was intelligent enough and crafty and creative enough to come up with that. Yeah. And I'll be like, man, so they took it out my dreams or something. You know what I'm saying? But it's inspiring too, though, to see that. Yeah. Like, I've watched like some specials, like, oh, I had a joke similar to that, but you know, that's way different in a way. And it's like, hey, cool. Like, you know, it's especially if it's someone you admire. Yeah. Right. You see, what's his name when he was here last time? Tony Sparks said, whoever records a joke first keeps it, like the ones that came up with it. That's how it is basically, like with everything else, with music, I'm assuming too. Yeah. Because isn't there a thing where like verses get stolen all the time with hip hop or R&B, or not stolen, but like recycled? You know, because didn't Drake take a verse from Rappin' Forte? Yeah, he did. Oh, he did. And he went to, was it gonna get into that?
I mean, Drake doesn't write anything, so you know, like that's nothing special.
I ain't gonna say that he don't write anything.
He do write,
but his inspirations is a lot of people that he just copies their verses, and he might flip certain words.
You mean his ghostwriters flip certain words, like Quentin Miller and them, and every rapper he ever signed.
Hey, but you say that right now. If he paid you to be his ghostwriter,
I'd I'd write for him. Heck yeah, I'm not above getting a paycheck.
Would you do that too? Would you
Doesn't mean I'm all judging.
Be a ghostwriter for someone if they paid you?
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be an opportunity I would pass up.
Yeah, because comedy, that's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, that's how most people. Sometimes a lot of people get into the writing aspect of it, because sometimes that writing job helps you like be able to do a lot more stand up, or you get to network and meet people and stuff. And then sometimes some people
make more money doing that.
Make more money, yeah. Or sometimes get comfortable with that. It's kind of like okay, I got in. Like I use comedy to get in a space like this, and I'm cool with this space. Like
right. And that's what comedy, music, you know what I'm saying, all types of different things. People have the inspiration to basically say, you know what, I got in the door. Now that I'm in the door, now I can do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, when I look at comedy, you know, I look at it as what's your stage presence like? You know what I'm saying? How's your confidence? Because your confidence show when you up there. You know what I'm saying? Does your jokes hit? Do they hit the right way?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like battle rap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Battle rap.
Like you're always trying to land a clever punchline.
Yeah.
Right.
A vicious.
And everything else
that hurt
flowing
my
smooth.
feelings.
Yeah.
You can be corny.
Yeah.
You can be corny and still be raw.
You could be anything
Yeah.
as
Right.
long as it's funny and it has good rhythm.
And it hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So even with the comedy, right? With comedy, and that's why I relate it to battle rapping. If your delivery hits, they gonna laugh at it.
yeah.
But it only hits how you present yourself, how your presence is.
Yeah.
So if I was like, you know what I'm saying, I was walking down the street and I tripped over something, but if you did it in an animated way and you said it in a way where people like automatically be like, oh, that's funny, then you got something to build off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they just look at you in crickets, you gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be a rough one.
Yeah.
And I've heard dudes say stuff on stage that's not even funny, but the way they say it just cracks everyone up.
Right.
And it's not even funny.
It's
like,
not funny.
Yeah.
But they laugh at it because the way you said it or how your gesture was.
Yeah.
Because even some of the people that I like listening to, like Mike Epps and Cat Williams, even Kevin Hart. I don't think personally that he's really funny, but because of the way he it's the character, doing all that type of stuff, right?
That was spot on.
Right? Yeah, you know, I was going.
This thing cracks me up. This little,
you know, that type of stuff. He developed that, and he learned that, so he knew that pops. So now he knows it pops. He uses it more. Even in interviews, he's doing that animated because he knows that he can do that, and people love seeing that. That's what makes him funny. That's why I enjoy the dude that does the impressions.
Ari Spears?
No, not Aaron Spears. He's a good one too, but it's the other one.
Jay Farrell.
Yes, Jay Farrell. I love watching him because he can be himself. But if he ever had to pull himself out of slump, he can always be Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And his own stuff is funny enough.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, you know, I'm Bernie Mac. You know, I don't do it. I don't give a what you talking about. And you know, it's just stuff like that. But I like that impersonations because that's funny to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could say anything and impersonate somebody else and it'd be funny because now you're being that person.
Especially if it's good, it'll always make you laugh.
It'll always hit.
Like Godfrey's Steve
Godfrey
Harvey
is amazing. But that's the fun thing about Godfrey is super talented.
Super.
He is.
Like when he started like doing the Steve Harvey, and be like, I get your
I done told you.
Wow, that was super good. And then also, I saw Jay Farrell when he was like first starting out. Like,
wait, hold on. The Godfrey stuff that cracked me up was when he did the spoof of the verses.
Yeah.
When he said earth, wind, and fire. He said wind and fire.
What? What you say?
He said I heard the verses with earth, wind, and fire, and the Isley Brothers. I thought, who? What? Wow. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh,
It's fun, and that goes back to the animation of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? Especially when you watching that live and in color, you know what I'm saying? That's something to look for.
Yeah.
Like so growing up and living color was my thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey. That was my that's my favorite white guy.
Phil's favorite show.
Yeah.
Right? That's my favorite white guy right there. Jim Carrey from The Mask is my favorite movie from him. You know what I'm saying? Smoking. You know what I'm saying? And that was my favorite thing. Jamie Foxx coming on there. And Jamie Foxx opened up doors for a lot of people that they don't really understand that he's musically inclined. He plays the piano, he sings.
Before Nick Cannon.
Shut up, dude. Shut up, dude.
They're not even in the
Because they used to say that. They used to say that. They used to say he was like the next Jamie Foxx a long time ago.
We're not talking about Nick Cannon.
Exactly.
I seen Nick Cannon on Wild 'N Out
products right now.
He came out to Concord. I seen Nick.
How was that? How was it?
It was a movie. It was funny, but it was nothing like they do on TV.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. It was uncut and everything. So I know they didn't put that on TV.
Okay.
And you know,
that's also when I was like, how does this tour go and stuff like that? But yeah,
it's like improv comedy, right?
Yeah, it's improv. So that
acting.
It's a lot of acting, but it's freestyle.
Yeah.
You got to come off the head with a lot of that stuff.
My favorite thing in Wild 'N Out was when Cat Williams is on. That's when I watched it back when I was young.
Bro, that was so amazing.
Was the funniest.
Yeah.
And Corey Holcomb was in there.
Yeah, the funny, right? So no, because I watched that
a lot
shit
of
a lot.
dudes that are now doing big shit were on that Wild 'N Out.
Right.
The funniest thing about it, like, because we knew Cat Williams was like cuss and stuff like that, right? And then but Corey Holcomb would go on there and just be goofy. But like I've like seen some of Corey's stuff, and I'm just like, why you ain't taking this lane with the jokes too? Like, cause he be talking about some like they like when you go to his show, they give a warning like, hey, he'll be talking about some like real dark stuff sometimes. But I'm like, why don't you add this to like the Wild 'N Out thing? He was just being goofy and corny. But I remember every time, that's why I want Cat Williams to go back on there, because like a lot of the battle rappers and stuff like that be on there trying to roast people. Cat Williams just shut everybody down when he was on there. He closed out the show.
You know, it always kind of tripped me out whenever they had the team battles. If they had a guy like Jim Jones or Kanye West who are, you know, they're Jim Jones is like passable at rapping, they would be competing. But when they had a guy like Cassidy on there, they wouldn't let him battle because they knew he'd rip them apart. And I'm like, no, y'all cheating. Y'all need to get everybody, all your artists on there doing their thing, man.
Right.
Like,
most definitely, because Cassidy himself, Cassidy is a battle rapper anyway. From Philly. But he's lyrical. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, the battle raps that he's had, that, you know what I'm saying, on a URL platform, people didn't really catch it because they're like, oh, you're still back in the times. But if you really paid attention and heard what he was saying, he was lyrically spitting. But people don't understand that if you're not into really listening to lyrics.
I would argue that just by virtue of being a battle rapper, that makes you lyrical, because you're trying to outdo the other person with lyrics.
Right.
You know, like, and it's I think the challenge for most battle rappers is it's harder to write a focused song. It's easier to pick apart your opponent than it is to, like, okay, well, let's talk about romance. Let's talk about what it's like to go to the party. Let's talk about politically conscious stuff. It takes a different set of skills to focus your bars that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're 58 minutes into the show and Phil's still eating his food.
No, it's good.
Also,
What is wrong with making podcasts and America great again with this delicious food?
Exactly.
Right.
I remember Joey Badass went on Wild 'N Out, and he was like trying to like, because he didn't get the, like, he was just rapping, but he wasn't adding a punchline to it to like really, like, you know, to really roast somebody. So he was like, you look like a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then it wasn't like that, you know, that strong punch to end it, like to get the point. So he was just like going and going and going. I'm like, bro, ain't no punchlines in this. That's why you lose. And everybody, like, he wasn't getting no points. And I'm like, bro, you gotta add that punchline, then get rid of that dude. Then you gotta say something punchline, get rid of that dude. Versus he was just like rapping. He was like, you look like, oh, with the Richmond shirt on, the voice party. Who is you think you is, and you think you something?
Like, it's a personal, like, one-on-one just conversation.
Yeah, but I'm like, ain't none of this, like,
ain't nothing popping.
And I'm like, and then he was wondering why. He like, bro, why y'all ain't give me no point?
And that itself is an art, to be able to do the punchline. It's an art.
And I was very disappointed because I'm a Joey fan. I think Joey can really rap, but I was like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, ooh.
But then that's the thing too. There's a difference between rapping and battling.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can rap all day and be good with your words, but to have to battle,
those sharp barbs.
you gotta hit them with something that's like, wow, and it's a science to battle.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tigger the Rock.
It's like knowing how to debate. It's like knowing how to debate.
He gonna appreciate me for saying his name.
Oh yeah, he's gonna comment on the YouTube thing. I know.
Oh yeah, he most definitely is. He's like, I want to be on here too. Well, you need to do your thing, brother. You hear me? You need to do your thing, New York, buddy.
Hey man,
Shout out to Tigger, man.
before we go, I just want to tell you, appreciate you, wanting to come on and then doing this for us today.
I appreciate y'all having me on and giving me the opportunity.
Next time I'm gonna cook for you though.
Oh yeah, he's gonna cook for me now. Am I so special?
Yes. This man can also.
Oh, before you say, I know we run out of time,
Yeah.
but I did have the opportunity to eat goat.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last time.
I was tricked into it. I had me one of those with them tacos that you dip in.
birria tacos.
And I'm thinking that it's beef.
Oof.
And I'm eating it. I'm like, oh, this is good. After I get finished eating it, and I think this particular person did that because they knew I probably wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is good. It's like, yeah, you like that beef? I'm like, yeah, that beef is good. Well, it's not beef. What is it? It's goat. It's goat. Oh, I'm a fan now, master. You know what I'm saying? So
I won't do that to you. I'll let you know what it is.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. My mom had a story like that too.
Yeah.
When her best friend invited her over to dinner, said, I want you to taste some. She ate it. Oh, it tastes good. It's tender. What is it? Cow tongue.
Oh, that's one of my favorite meats.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
They call it lingua.
Lingua, yeah.
Lingua. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah, my younger brother, he loves that in his burritos. And
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that
But-
and the intestines. I've had it both in the burrito before.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do.
Look at his face.
No, you make me think. That's why my grandma and then my dad, they make this giblet gravy. Where they take like the gizzards out and stuff like that. One time my dad showed me that, and I was like, and then we had some rice, stuff like that, made some gravy. And I was like, that was good, that was delicious. I was like, what happened to those nasty things you showed me earlier? He was like, oh, I chopped that up and put it in the gravy. And I was like, what?
It tasted good though.
It tasted super good.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, yeah, that's giblet gravy. And then like my great aunt, like may she rest in peace, she makes some of the best like giblet gravy ever. I was like, and then they was like, is this your famous giblet gravy right here? I'm like, that thing was amazing. I was like, cause like with stuffing or dressing, my bad. Don't get at me.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. That's why I was like, hold up. I was like, with dressing, you can either get like the cranberry sauce or you get the gravy.
Right.
I would do both because the cranberry was like amazing, but then we'd put her giblet gravy on it too. Both would be like how is it? I was like, I don't even know which one to pick. These both amazing. Like, so it was like a whole different thing.
So did you eat it separately or did you eat it all together?
Oh no, separate. I keep it separate because I want the
two
taste.
different tastes.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I also want to give a shout out to you. What was your name?
Finesse.
Finesse. Thank you so much for hooking us up.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Where can people contact you if you for catering?
Most definitely, you can go on Facebook, and I think we have an Instagram, Chozen and Finesse Catering.
Okay.
And you can reach us from there. We kind of rebooting some things, so we trying to get the website and stuff up too.
Okay.
And like I said, we next time I come on here, things is gonna be a lot different and legitimate.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring some more food. And you can bring some food. We can all congregate. But, I just want to shout out first. I want to shout out God for giving me the gift that I have.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my mom. Apostle Linda Rainey, to my little brother R3 the Gentleman. I'm doing some music upcoming music with Cold Peace No Fleece from Sacramento. Right now he resides in Arizona.
Okay.
I have a song called Unified that I did with a friend. It's actually his song, but I did the hook and the verse. It's called Unified. Deion Dean Jenkins, he actually ran for president twice, and he ran for Senate. He didn't win, but he put himself out there. He actually got his own get up on how he wants things to be. Okay. Respirations and stuff like that. I told him I was gonna shout him out, so that's why I'm throwing him out there now. Because I said it the first time I didn't get to do it, but shout out to him, and shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate saying, getting the opportunity to meet you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And this guy right here always an inspiration. He don't never say nothing. He got that blank look on his face, but I know he's happy inside. You know what I'm saying?
He's JD would prefer if I keep my mouth shut during most of these.
He cleaned that plate, so he happy.
Yeah, I'm the only one ain't even.
Yeah. That's why I was like, he didn't even touch his food the whole time.
It's for look right now. I done tasted at home. You know what I'm saying? So, but I am gonna eat it eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, man, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on, man.
I appreciate being here, and y'all be blessed. And we did it again. Teddy Bear Poppy in the building.
It's been the Voice Party,
and we're out.
Yes,
Happy
Lord.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Did you ever see a